Morning, everyone. Christopher and Michaud. I'm sitting here in a park around the corner from North York General, where I go for my checkups from time to time. I have a doctor that takes care of me. So this morning I'm here. Figured I'd stop at this park. It's actually a nice neighborhood here. So once again, more uncertainty out of the United States. The American president yesterday announced another round of tariffs, double-digit tariffs against Canada, as well as many other nations. And now everyone's talking about trade again. Pretty convenient timing as well, if you think about it. Kind of gets everyone's mind off of this war in Iran. That's another conversation for another day. So the tariffs, though, they're real. And the uncertainty that they create for Canadian businesses, workers, and investors is also real. And it all ties into something else I've been working on this week. My latest column at the Canadianist.news, as well as the latest podcast episode, are called Access and Allies. It's a play on a game title I used to play with. I used to play this game, Access and Allies. Some of you may remember it. It was a strategy game, kind of like Risk, but it's as if Risk were checkers and Axis and Allies was 5D chess, as the American president's supporters like to say he's doing. I'd love to play Risk against that guy. Anyways, it's a fictional piece of work. It's set as a newscast from 1982, and it's not a prediction of the future or what's going to come. I don't think it's going to happen. In fact, I don't believe any of it's going to happen at all, but that's not the point. The point is that relationships between countries are not laws of nature. They need to be maintained. They're choices. Alliances have to be protected and worked on. Access has to be protected. Things that we assume will always be there, sometimes they aren't. And this simulation is meant to make us think about those assumptions before they ever have a chance to be tested. They're also a good example of what I mean when I talk about imported noise. It's another concept from my book, one of my books, Canadianism. A huge amount of the political conversation in Canada actually starts somewhere else. It crosses the border through television, social media, podcasts, and the 24-hour news cycle that we all live inside of now. Before long, we end up arguing about all of this as if it's our own conversation. And that's where I want to start today. Now, don't get me wrong. We love our southern neighbor. It's just that we're distinctly different than they are. We wear toques. We eat KD with ketchup. And we actually know that a Caesar isn't just a salad. Their culture wars, their political language and personalities, as well as their divisions, are amplified through our news and social media until we begin treating them as if they're our own problems. And the issues are real, but American framing doesn't always fit us. Instead of asking what an issue means to us, we import the argument wholesale, the slogans, the outrage, and the assumption that everyone has to choose a side. We can learn from our neighbors without copying their conflicts. Canadian problems deserve Canadian conversations grounded in our own reality. That's how I feel about that. So the podcast is out now, The Canadianist, available everywhere you get your podcasts. And the Canadianist.news has the print version, as well as many other thoughts and stories going on around the country. The Canadianist.news is essentially a centrist view on what's going on. If you want to read something that's not partisan biased, or you can always see through, I just spill it out the way it is, like I do in these videos. So as always, I'm Christopher M. Michaud, and I'm a Canadianist.